time around. It's a big entry point for getting into C, being able to wrap that elbow and find yourself on platform.
Okay.
The team takes a bit of
Lev's last chance, really.
as well as being able to
Straight up last chance for them. They need a good start.
Lev first. We'll see how they set up some traps. Ooh, Leaf
Well, that'll work.
right away.
And they wanted the action right away for Leviathan.
That'll definitely do it.
Three players already pushed out
Okay,
towards the C
nicely
site.
handled. Good bait in with
Into
this.
mound, they pinch in towards that
Yeah,
B
of course,
site,
Sam.
gets the pick. I mean,
Well, I
you
think we
mentioned
got a good rhythm with it at the
Lev
moment.
wanted to bring it back. Let's see what fight they want to take, and they went aggressive.
I did not expect that. Neither did C9. A lot of what can happen here is Leaf.
Don't check it, though it's tunnel vision.
They go to C.
It's a pretty
Cloud9
good bait,
loves to
honestly.
use that door early, as well as have people protect that door from their defensive side. Leaf will be in that pocket quite a few times. That's to come, though. Now, a second round for Leviathan. Looks like they want to get to this rubble area. It's going to control with this raise nade right away, man.
Careful here.
Pistol? No, I didn't see 9 win both pistols last game.
As well.
Ooh, again to B.
But for C9, indeed, it's a fake to move in B. King spamming through the dark cover to get a pick
Jesus.
up, but C9's plan was trying to open his door to move into the C site.
Yeah, this is what we thought would happen first round once Cloud9 got a bit of their movement. I think they said, let's just run it again, because it looks like a strategy that does kind of get Leviathan off the initial defensive positions and make them start to wonder. However, Leviathan is still holding strong in the sights. This anchor right now has not given up an inch.
Rooney stayed alive to put that, I mean, that smoke you wanted on that turret, but everybody gets
That'll
picked
do
off
it.
as
Nice and clean.
when Jake
No
tried to
bit of
put that
damage.
smoke up and got denied. It was the call for C9 to move in B. And speak of the devil of being Rooney with the sheriff. There's that first one.
Really
But at
nice.
least the protocols were good for Leviathan.
Kakuzu,
Perfect
thanks for
trade,
doing that, dude.
perfect swing.
Thank you very much.
And it's the same start
Appreciate
as they
you.
have on Haven.
Not giving up too much, but Cloud9 still has a way to take everything. This nade, we'll keep an eye on where Taco does start.
Vandals
If they try
against the
to
Spectres.
Facilitate those nades always towards ruin. If we watch this replay quick. Solid play. Anchor from Leviathan does not allow anything to happen. And they get a few of those sprays we were talking about that always fall into Cloud9's favor. So quick weapons there. It could be a gun diff round easily here if C9 takes it slow. And they'll be playing just from the attacker side. A push from
I
Leviathan.
love this from Leviathan. Always pushing out, always looking for some information. There's a smoke being thrown out early. Pushes now C9 up towards Mound. Poison over up on the defense. Wall
fast
opening
reaction.
Up, or the door opening up.
I liked it.
And even forcing a Trailblazer out early from C9.
And a dog
From
went
the
that went in
spawn.
as well. Spotted alarm
That's gonna
bot.
be a lot
That's
less
gonna break
now
that
for the
one.
attack to try to execute potentially into the C site.
At
I
the
think
moment,
Cloud9
C
opens doors more
is
than any other
honestly not
team.
too
Random
bad.
fun
Flash
stat
goes over the
right
top,
there.
gives them info.
And again, they just love
Hey, they
to
take
mess
that.
with this full global audio of what the door can do, what it makes another team think. Now they're going to mobilize back towards the right side of the map here off of this Viper wall that Leviathan has to respect. They don't know how C9 is going to use it just yet, but it looks like it will end here at A site once they make their way through rubble. A little bit of Killjoy utility to work there once they get
Yeah,
bans,
a
but
little bit of a
this
fake.
bonus round so far looking good.
Over
numbers
towards
wise.
here.
That's the thing for
They smoke
C9.
off the back.
They've been moving around map
The
every
wall blocks
single
here,
time,
so
trying
vision
to
is
figure out
blocked,
the
and it
stats
actually keeps
somewhere
3
from
people
this
around B.
bonus
Damn,
round
that
from
turned out to be a
Leviathan.
very good fake. That Omen flash is
To get the first blood
insane,
in
though.
the round. Leap trying to turn around the corner in the back of the A site. Support coming out from
C9 got a little bit
That's
lucky
already
with the
Taco
gun
Lee with
diff.
the sheriff. The headshot onto Leaf. The backstab, the spike
I
goes
love their
down
fake
for
B though. I thought it
Cloud9.
was sick. I kind
And
of
on
like
the
this
post
wall.
plant, Leviathan's looking for the flood back from the heavens. Snake bite to push one back. But the rest of Lev are looking for the right timing. Bodies are still holding tight inside the A site for C9. And finally we stop the bleeding. The advantage with the weapons that you have for Cloud9 turns the favor back for them as Shy's alone on this 3 versus 1. Even reloading, even spotted by Rooney, connects onto that first shot. But the high-low now support in the crossfire. The first contact being Zeppa. You know damn right. He's not going to be able to fuse at this point, especially
Good
after that
damage,
kill.
though, from Lev.
And C9 get their gun round.
Yeah, it took a while
Really good
through
damage.
that round to make sure, like you said, they were choosing the right site. realizing Leviathan is cracking down on these strategies right now and not giving them the set protocols that Cloud9's used to. C9 takes it a little cleaner, a little slower.
Damn,
and
is
they
this
come up with
just
that
their
win.
constant
Nice
wall?
try by Leviathan as well to make that as painful as possible.
This
at the
feels
end.
like a Cupid special.
Still, C9 hits the shots. Coming into
Helps
round
them block
4.
vision,
Now they move back over to A.
eradicate the
A little bit
one way
of
if it's
watch here
here,
from Rooney.
and get out over
Leaf.
towards this cubby.
He's starting to play more
At the
aggressive.
same time, you block constant vision here, and you block vision of heaven. It's really
As you
cool.
heard the orb being tapped, Rooney tried to push out, gets punished by Mazzino. And Taquelia still has the showstopper. But C9 now knows there's a lot of pressure on A. They want to push it to C right away. But
It's a
it's
massive
getting
round for
denied by
everyone's
King's
econ.
utility. Slowing things up a lot more, allowing Taquelia to now play the fast rotate from the B site.
Nats has used this on stream before. It's really good.
Comes across, big paranoia. Shy still hiding inside the pillar. Dashing through, sliding across Leviathan. Still
That did great to do some extra damage there. It's a big 2-on-2. That'll help. The TP makes him survive. Yeah. Oh man. Zebra on top of this flash. 6 HP. The comms should come in. Nicely done, Jake. How did they manage to win that?
A huge round as well, especially with how many fell the round before. For Cloud9 to be able to persevere through that.
They should not be
and
winning
tie
that
this
one.
game up means they'll be able to fight for the economy in this round. That was looking real bad. Again, the way they play the door. Late into the round, they put a guiding light through the door to find 2 in B. They don't know there's 2
Especially
B,
with the ult
to
in it.
hit 2 in sight means that Cloud9's committed to, or sorry, Leviathan's committed to holding that. And Cloud9 know they're working towards a lower number, higher advantage
Low
site.
buy on this one.
Really, really smart stuff here with the way that they're playing this map, the way they're using the doors and sending Leviathan for a loop.
3-person
Push up
dueling
for a
that.
little bit of fight on mound.
Damn, they still
Jake
managed to
finds a
get
quick
this.
click on Mazzino.
Yeah. Even really the bolts coming out from Leaf, but not executing, not punishing through. Now spotting Taquelia and the Trailblazer out from.
And Jake looks completely different today in comparison to yesterday. Rat's Milk, what's up, dude? Rat's Milk, thank you, mate. Thank you for the half a year with the Prime. Appreciate it. Thanks for doing that.
But thankfully now for missed relay bolt there, but thankfully for Leviathan, there's still the utility from Shy. Already identifying it that they wanted to play the retake from the get-go on A.
They went in.
No way.
To be able to calm that,
How the
but this
hell
is
has he
gonna be a
managed to
tough
survive
retake
this
here
as well?
for Leviathan with this
Celsius
fight.
with the plant gets his ult,
The
and that's
majority of
going to
C9's
be
families
good.
were
And
free.
again, just so fine
hanging
using
out.
it into this round.
This is a big ultimate. Despite
Just
Leviathan being on a
make
lower
sure that
buy,
they can keep the
wanna
money
make sure that you secure the round.
decent
And Leviathan want to
by
fight
a
right
little
back.
bit of
Denied
time.
Right away by Jake and a second one on the Shy.
It worked well.
Lockdown, not gonna
Wait,
hit
relax
any
yourself.
of the players of Leviathan, but allowing Jake to move forward. Just around the corner is that Stinger. A potential win for King. And he does
Yeah.
the drive-by. Right-click classic from Celsius. And then the two-player
Alright, not too
trade
bad.
for C9 to gain the lead on Lotus now.
Smartly played. It goes from Mazzino getting the first kill last round to Mazzino dying first this time. Here at C, you get a quick shot there. The lurk towards A is where Mazzino pushed up last time. Leviathan's trying to play rubble on the
Got a
right
farm
side
for
of
the
the
Eminent.
different
Honestly,
every round.
out of all the maps,
Cloud9
one of the
realized
better
that
maps
once they
though,
saw
we'll give them that.
Mazzino at C and called a really nice audible here to get across the
Definitely
map
one of the
there and
better
get
maps for
themselves
it.
into A. So C9 also recognizing the map, how it's being played, 3 in a row now.
Another buy round for
The
Lev.
attack side. Ooh.
Oh, the high-low.
Yeah, they went for an A punish, and it does not work out. Honestly, I think Mazzino bailed a little bit too fast. I think they had to strong commit here, in my opinion, because there was no util to push him off. I feel like he bailed too fast.
Slow. Yeah, they're gonna have to do this as a team. Actually, pinging up on top, see if they feel like Mazzino.
Yeah,
can be
they really,
teleported up
mate.
here
If I'm
to get a
Taco
weird
there,
spot.
I'm pretty pissed at that.
I like this jiggle from King. Spots everything first and might even activate the Viper's Pit just to hold off an anchor off the C site.
Opening door here on the right, messing with things.
What is
There's
that?
that pit, but C9's already just on the edges. There might be a timing here.
Oh my God.
Celsius made it across. The shorty, but then out with the Phantom. No punishment coming out.
It's a nice
and that
ult.
allows Leviathan to hold the C site, forcing now C9 to push it to B.
It heavy leaks here and gets this cubby.
Making it
Damn, he
through
has a
super
lineup
low,
for
so
that,
they're getting
that's
hit
cool.
from both sides here. They have to be careful, but a good watch from Zeppa could clear this.
Rooney has his own pit, covering out towards the waterfall connector and spawn.
11
Zeppa
HP.
playing the off angle in front of that baby
gonna say.
door and gets denied by Shy.
Oh.
Lockdown. This is
Oh,
gonna
and they
be
have to
huge.
break the daughter.
But we want to fight back for Cloud9. It works out for a trade-off, and Shy has to win this fight. Shorty comes out of the lead. Jumping across, playing the top.
What the hell is this duel? That's incredible. Nicely done from Lev. I liked it.
Allowing for them to move
Liked
in
it a
for the
lot.
defuse as they tie up the game early, 3-3.
A moment of knowing your opponent, knowing the kind of play that Leaf would come up there and catching that weapon switch just on the side before they strafed out of view. Really fun stuff to watch between these two as we get an even game once again. And the players are pushing each other in these experiences, in these situations. Woo-hoo-hoo. That was close. See this one more time.
I mean, you just saw the elbow or the tip of the gun there of Zelsis inside that pit, and then just followed the bullet trails left behind. You wish you had a Phantom in there.
Now we get into it. This is the big
All right,
one.
lockdown.
Whoever loses this has to eco.
Other side.
3 on each team. Actually, there's 4 people from C9 that can't buy
Doesn't
next.
look like they'll activate it just yet. A lot of orb control from Cloud9, however. Again, they get into this B
You think we'll
pocket
take the
right
final
before
spot?
sight.
NRG.
They're gonna mess with the door a little bit more. Spikes down.
But
so very
if we do get the
defaulty here
C9
to start,
NRG
but they're
game,
trying to feign the pressure towards B.
feels like it should be insanely
And that lockdown
close.
wasn't used in that previous round, so it could be a great piece of utility for Shy. Round number 7. As C9's taking control of the B site once again, but all this for a fake to force her rotate. Now
Has to
everybody
get
moving
out
towards
fully.
the C site
It's a
for
lot on
Cloud9.
Killjoy. Shy
looking
wants to stay
activate
alive. He's got his
on
ult.
contact.
Moves forwards.
First headshot there
Oh, he
for
got the
lead,
fast
but
kill.
shut down. Oh my God, swing! King for a triple kill.
That's
Dropped his crown there.
mate.
That's Zelsis alone now.
Placing swarm grenade.
Spike,
Swarm grenade out.
He got
Right in his
3 here.
but he's up against a full roster.
I was
of
impressed that he got
Leviathan
1,
on his
to be
camp.
honest.
The positioning is perfect. Could still pull back if he wants to.
Like all he had to do was get 1. That was it.
30 seconds left.
Tip of the gun being spotted. The
What a
wall
round to
bank
do it
from
on as well.
2 players
The one that
now.
we said that breaks the econ.
But all of Leviathan,
Right, they gotta
currently
eco
what
this.
they're doing is just looking for the opportunity
Unless
to get
Zelsis
spotted
does a
and then go
miracle.
for the protocols
15
and
seconds.
Swarm into Zelsis. Barely any time left. Yeah, let's just look at the spray. Shy gets the kill, and Leviathan back in the lead.
Whew. That was.
Am I going to be
a
keeping
message on that
tabs
one,
on your
the way
match
they
on
were
the
able to
phone
defend
during
it.
the ceremony, aren't
And
you?
definitely one
Maybe
Cloud9
not the
may think
ceremony.
again of rushing into the site. I
Maybe.
think the door play
Maybe not.
is getting a little predictable for Leviathan not rotating as much as Cloud9 wants. That's another time where C9 tries to play towards B and rush through door, or go to C and then rush to B. So Leviathan is a little more aware now of what's happening, and that was a great use of Seekers as well to be able to dominate the situation they needed, looking towards C and not worrying about the flank that Cloud9's been trying to initiate here with Rooney most of the time towards Rubble.
Wait, when you're a
Nice
groomsman, do
start
you have to
here
stand at the
from
front?
Leviathan coming out of that Haven matchup. It is a tied-up game, but they're showing.
Chat, I'm not going to be
a
able
lot
to get
more
away
life
with
here.
it. I'm standing in front of everyone.
Definitely. Actually taking a lead now.
Not a chance I can. I'll get caught out.
Again, on Lotus, the last time that they played against each other, there was 9 rounds that were picked up by Cloud9. Sideshow mentioned it was Leaf able to get a lot of space on this Neon.
Doesn't hurt to
Didn't get
try.
too much this time around. Leviathan
Become the
despite
audio
them
listener.
having not too much of a quick composition.
I
area,
like it.
switching things up a lot actually within this game. Sometimes fighting aggressively, as you've seen from the pistol round into the next. The other ones just trying to work around utility and also the ultimate for the retakes. We haven't had too many opportunities to see Leviathan on
Damn.
these big
They got
fights to
nothing for this
have
one,
successful
really.
retakes in these gun rounds.
Leaf?
They've got one at
Does he
least.
want to?
Now we'll see if they could get at least the anti-eco against Cloud9.
That top relay bolt. So neat to see. As we see Rubble getting taken. And they're going to just play the door towards A.
C9's
Looks like this
eco,
is a
but
full
it's
commitment
only normally
unless they go
scary
through
ones
baby
when they
door.
have
It's all about
when they
the
have
stall
double
right
stinger,
now, and I
right?
feel
When
like
these
we
two
just
have
hit
the
a
stingers,
long stalemate here
'cause
outside
there's
A
only
at
one
the
of them.
moment.
Leaf has the overdrive ready. Also,
it's
Seeker's
ready.
available for Zeppa. Trailblazer, smokes, as you mentioned, using this utility to try to move back into the B site by breaking the door.
The bold round to put an ult into, but it's worked out really well. Full map control, they get a good plant. What their after plant positions like, they hold the good spots. Celsius has Alarm Bot and Double Molly.
There's the overdrive and it gets denied right away, but yes.
Yeah, this is looking incredible.
In terms of the eco.
It's now not a good
We
plant for them
mentioned
though.
that lockdown, a great position, not allowing Cloud9 to really play that post plant. It's up to the
Can they buy enough time for Rooney here?
Coming out from Rooney. A fight towards the waterfall. That's shy on the first one, and Rooney has to now start picking up the pace. It's at halfway. Jake looking for the spray with the Sheriff. Here comes the backstab.
Ooh.
Only good for one. Takulia answers
Nice
back,
eco.
and Leviathan are able to
That's actually a really good eco in the
and
end.
win that anti-eco against Cloud9.
I was wondering if the Sheriffs of Cloud9 had any buff today with that walkout music. It looks like they fired just shy on that one, but Rooney, always good for
Keith in for you after the game? Yeah.
Had you holding your breath.
Or
on
if we
that
get to
one.
a third
Now
map,
Lev
we
finally
can
pulls away,
squeeze
gives
it in.
himself a little cushion. Really, like you said, great
Squeeze
use
in
of the
before.
ultimate. They know Cloud9 locks down these eco rounds like no one's business, and they're not going to allow that a win condition. That be a win condition here for C9 on Lotus. 5-3. We see nades prepared again, and they're not the regular nades. It's not the breach into the nade. They're expecting this TP to come right away.
And forcing Jake back. Messina going for the shot at Steph on the top of Rumble, looking to escape.
No, he
Makes
doesn't,
it
though.
out. Sleeve looking to punish.
I was gonna say, where are my spammers at?
Good protocols there for Leviathan to hold towards the A long and then fall back into sight.
Read like a book, and that's not the first time that Lev's run it. They're choosing when to hit that play.
It's such a good Viper wall for this though. Like I love this Viper wall for that kind of play. Over towards B, it's insane over towards door, and then this. It's just perfect range for you to TP and get behind it.
With Cloud9 to what site? C9 wants to attack so well. A little bit
Yeah,
more
there's
of
like
that
2 bits of
play
util to
here
save them,
just
right? Boombot,
to
like you're
make
saying in the
Lev
wall.
think twice on what they're defending.
Double bit of
B
util
seems
to
be the
actually
site
make
that
sure you didn't get
Cloud9
spammed
can
here.
get and can
They
get
walk over
plants
towards
in
B again,
safely.
but this time they have guns,
Head
and
back
this
there for
is
another one.
what it's all about.
Well, they're
Rooney's
trying to
pause.
take control of B. I don't think that flash actually hit Rooney on the A site. So it might
Tap
allow
the
for
spike,
them
and they
look
wanted to
back
get a
up.
reaction, and
as
then
they
they're
come
gonna.
in, there you
That's
go, the contact play to
genius.
pick off these 2 kills.
Tap of the
Awesome Oscar
spike,
and Messino.
instant reaction
Cloud9
going in,
are trying to
because
get
on
the
B,
fight.
who the hell taps the spike?
Right away by Leaf.
Like, you always stick the
Clear
plant in
advantage
B.
back for Cloud9. Zeus is cutting the rotations. That is gonna be
And they
spotting
went
both
to here and they
players.
double swung. That
Shy
was
in a tough
so smart. Oh my
Poison
god.
Orb now coming down.
They got some cool stuff on this map.
He's now committed to have to go for this because he knows Zelsis is not too far behind. Rooney playing the off
Get
angle,
this
Ike
control,
tucked in,
tap the spike.
and C9 get the round.
Pinch off the
4v5,
reaction.
so they lose Jake immediately. Call the
That
audible
was
how
really
to
cool.
defend the map again, or
And
hit the map again.
If they're
I
not
should
here
say,
anyway,
and still
they've rotated
take
off to
out
go back
Lev. In the
spawn.
face of Takulia's
It's really good, no
ultimate
matter
as
what.
well.
Like the
As we
two
say, is this Raze
the
gonna
two
step
main
up, or is Taco
protocols,
gonna make
it's
those big moments
gonna
happen?
own
Well,
both of them.
Leaf says, I know exactly the look you want to
Man,
take
they were
as you
just
enter
not
the
even
site.
expecting it at all.
And he just shuts it down.
And everyone is so conditioned into, you know, when they plant B, everyone's so conditioned, as in like this person here
Much slower play, Jake.
is
doesn't
always
TP
playing really
over.
passive, right? They're always playing like here or here, and they're never swinging. They don't want to give you the kill. So you're kind of like slowly creeping up, ready to pre-aim
Leaf wants
this.
to try and mess with timings
Let's
right
see.
now. They're just going fast.
Relay bolts, first stun, second stun, but King's already there for the support up towards
Wow,
the
King
end.
did great here,
Coming
and he
down,
gets
but
the
it
ult
doesn't
to
come
cover his
too much to the
teammate as
side,
well.
allowing Jake to get behind. Finally just covers Shy on time.
What a weird pit.
There's smokes all over, all across the
Okay.
place. In the back of the site, in the back of the pit. At the drop-off is going to be Jake. Meanwhile, though, we still have a plant in the A site. C9 not afraid of the Viper's pit.
This play so tense right now. Lev's gonna have to waterfall in, or do they give us one of the save rounds? I mean, Taco's in.
Taco's in. Trailblazer's going to spot Jake. He TPs away. And meanwhile, we have the lockdown on the attack. That's going to run the clock down even more. As you can't deny the lockdown. A lot of that time is
Yeah,
now
time is
wasted, but
super
thankfully
low
we
for
don't
them to
have
try to go
any
for this.
Leviathan
Got an
special.
insta-stick.
Fighting through, but a little too late. Recommitting to the site, dying, committed. And despite all of that, I don't think they even had
Nice
time for the
round.
defuse. So maybe they should have went for the Leviathan special to save that one around, but C9 ties it back up.
C9 definitely has a bit of money they can throw around to each other to get these low buys down, but it's going to be tough for Lev to do the same. Back to tied here.
How does the Neon
5
Rays
to 5.
differentiate the playbook in this comp? It's not too bad. The thing is, on attack, a lot of the times you're seeing Rays' default over towards middle.
I think that's the way they've really gotten,
because you can break a lot of this stuff. The Neon you pretty much see most of the time going over towards C. Doesn't, honestly, it doesn't change too much, I swear.
For Lev, 5 towards A here as they expect a bit of the same strat.
Yep. Because of the non-save, the economy is broken.
Do you know what? I'm actually like not the, in terms of the new map, like, because I'm not in a team, again, I still kind of like some of the things that you get from the Rays and sometimes the stuff you get from the Neon. Don't know, it's better to have someone in a comp that kind of, in a team that tried one. That tried the extra, like both of the comps.
Into anything of an eco strat.
They take so much map control in reaction to this C9 do.
Into B side, into that B connector, should make this retake pretty easy to stop for C9.
Got it, step across. Zeppa's just waiting inside of that dark cover. We've mentioned it before. Positioning's too good here for Cloud9 on the retake. They're trying to make it expensive. Nosworth is able to get the pick off on to Zelsis. And trying to keep the rest of Cloud9 in the A site. With a door being opened by Jake, that's going to push everybody back on a defense.
Try Cuba if you keep it pretty open this stuff.
No more damage. The damage has been controlled for Cloud9. As we move into the last round of the first half.
most people that run a Raze, a lot of the time they're just comboing it with Fade.
What we just witnessed rather on Haven before.
And what kind of attack is Leviathan
That's like the main thing.
us, right? I think this puts even more pressure as we watch this replay to just talk about that next half, but on Taco, on this aggressor, on the way that Leviathan's going to have to get into the sites and have powerful takes. I feel like it's tough if you're playing against Cloud9.
Lev haven't been saving as much today. Yeah, that's actually very true. Thank God. It's kind of why they stand a chance.
So it's really going to be on Leviathan next half to bring this into the lead and get us to a third, honestly. Getting to the third is obviously on them, but I feel like C9 can kind of rest.
Maybe they saw me flaming on Plat Chat.
Started things off with Leviathan doing the same protocols of trying to fight towards a main. The TP on top of rubble, but C9 was ready for that. No early teleportation coming out from Jake. Looking for a late re-hit back towards long. Waiting for timing when this wall comes down, but it's still Vecino getting the first kill. Traded off right away by Zeppa.
Honestly, did alright damage there with the spam. He'll coming in. Where are we at in terms of the money? This is just a massive. I mean, it's last round. It doesn't matter about money. Okay, come back in the room. It's 5-6.
C9 knows there's no push coming out here.
Quick Trailblazer regaining a bit of space. Also, definitely seeing a member of Cloud9 on that.
Go to sleep.
Shy slowly.
Yeah, it's, the worrying thing is it's not even that long in the stream today.
Global audio, the door creates at least that quasi global on that side of the map.
Happy with the 4 teams that are representing EMEA in Japan? Yeah, for sure. It feels, it's our best. It's our best 4, no doubt.
Trying to push forward. He already pinged it across when the smoke, before even the smoke came out. Now forcing C9 to commit into B. A pit out from Rooney, as we mentioned before, 2 versus 2 as the plant comes down at the default spot. Zeppa jumping on the top of the platform, head-to-head against Nosworth. And killed by a snake bite. Takoli on a 1v1, no flick out! And Leviathan are able to come in to save and tie the
it's a good half from them.
6-6 here on Lotus.
The rank took most of my energy, that's actually true. That's very true.
Pick of Lotus as well. Leviathan shows super strong.
That stupid Phoenix, man. Oh my goodness. I wanted to flame him so bad.
To keep this going. 6-6 now, Vansili.
Took a lot of willpower to stay quiet for that one.
Dash standing by with Jake's parents.
Jake's parents, that's why he's playing so good.
As we move to the halfway point of this second map, 6-6 though. It's a razor tight margin. Yamli, how are we dealing with the nerves?
My heart is pounding right now. I want this so bad for my son.
Now you've made the trip all the way out from Florida to support him in this endeavor, but I kind of want to backtrack to where it all started for Jake, and so I'll stay with you, Yamli. Gamer from a young age, how did he get turned on to games, and then where did the decision to go for pro really start?
Jake is the baby. We have 3 boys. My middle son was a gamer and very young, early young. Probably not something I'd like to admit. Jake has been playing games. And he was blowing away my other son's competition. My other son's about 7 years older than him, and his friends were so impressed. We weren't always the most supportive parents, obviously, with video games, but we are here to support him. He is living his best life, and we are so, so proud of him. You know, we just had to get over that hump of realizing this is a real thing.
Absolutely. I mean, I get that, both from that perspective and being the older brother who once gets surpassed by a younger brother. Dale, to you, talk to me about what makes Jake such a competitor. Why is it that he's drawn, let's say, to top-level competition when there are so many easier paths in life?
Well, I think, I mean, his older brothers played a lot of sports. They're involved in a lot of things. I think he watched them, especially his middle brother played baseball. And I'm a sports freak. I mean, I drive her crazy because all I do is watch sports all the time. And I'm learning about this and I'm trying to pick it up. And, well, he's got a will to succeed at this thing. He wants to do it.
They're very close to getting it done. We're just about to dive into the second half. Do the boys wrap it up here? What's the prediction?
C9 all the way, going to Tokyo,
There
baby.
it is. C9 going to Tokyo. That's the call. Let's see if they can get it done and wrap it up in 2. Riv and Silly, back to you.
Thank you so much, Dash, and thank you so much as well to Mr. and Mrs. Anderson. And I like that sign that Mrs. Anderson was holding there because now we have a new nickname for Jake again. It's Jake, Big Bean, now Big Bear. We are going to get a lot of them into his Twitch streams later on. That said, though, let's focus back into the game. Leviathan and C now tied up on Lotus. And as we see and heard a lot of C9 fans right now in the crowd, they definitely want this series to close
in terms of pistols.
C9 are closing in to pressure towards A-Long.
In terms of just this map.
Elimination looms here for either squad. Hard to think about as we get towards the end of the split now into playoffs. Cloud9 is on the defensive side now for the second half. We'll see.
Wait, did he think it's a big bear?
Going to be the one that can be the spearhead.
That's
for
so
this
good.
team. Slow first round. We wondered if they would draw C9.
Wait, Chad, why does it? Do you know what? I missed the whole Big Bean thing. Someone give me a TLDR. Someone give me a backstory. What's going on with
They'll
this?
be able to swarm a site. They know Rooney won't be there. Big first kill.
It's good information from Cloud9, getting the Trailblazer out, knowing that that pick on
His
the
name
C
used to
site
be Big Bean.
will not rotate Leviathan in that area, but nonetheless, they still lose 2 players on the hold.
Well, thank God he went for
Jake.
Jake.
Paranoia coming out. Zeppa hiding behind this tree, gets cleared out.
30 seconds left.
But he still gets 1 for his
Spike
troubles.
down A.
Spike now down, delaying the time, allowing the flank to happen. Nosworth knows this, turns around, gets the headshot with the classic.
Give me a 2-0 with pistol.
Zelsis on a 4 versus
We're
1.
looking at. We're looking.
Poison
They're in
Orb now
control.
coming
We're
down.
looking at ascent.
It's gonna be
I'm going
another
to say that
very
right now.
tough
It's theirs to
situation
lose.
This time in the, all in the hands of Zelsis. He's trying to get a perfect timing here, but the flash is going to give his position away. Closing in right now. No room to breathe for Zelsis. And he gets
They're out here sending messages like that as well.
You send a message here in the
Yeah, that's what I'm
second half
saying.
with
Damn silly.
Cutting right through those biceps. Taco Leah
2-0.
Good. Needs that to step back up a little bit. The
2-2 all
back a
together.
little bit.
This map though, double
On their
pistol.
job here. Looks like they're hopping in the backpacks of the rest of the team, but that's the kind of support that you need around the board. Quick shot
Java
here
Prius,
definitely
man.
sorts out Cloud9 a little bit
Prius,
thinner
Prius,
than they wanted
Prius.
on pistol round. And Lev now picking up their second here, starting off very well once again.
Sometimes you got to stick on the one though.
Rooney with the sheriff.
Can't be too
Feeling
angry
that
then.
confident on the Viper, we love to see it. King as well. Doesn't need too much utility to go along with that Viper control util, so easy sheriff on the round. Gonna focus on the alt orbs.
He's holding that right now with that sheriff on that C site. Support from the rotate from Leaf, even everybody. Rotating over for support. Big flash. Zelsis makes it a 4 versus 4. Pain shells to push him back. And that's gonna not allow more of that trap to happen for Cloud9. A little bit of room to breathe this time around for Leviathan. As Jake is looking for that flank. hurt. That alarm button just stays around the corner. But
Wait,
only has
here's a
it
go
goes to work
offline
with
and then
one of the
back?
weapons you kinda don't
Are they
wanna
gonna
play
rotate with
close
that
corners
info?
with.
Exactly. There you go.
Oh, as he spots them, all of them get to
Damn.
dink onto at least Shy, who's down to 1 HP. Of course, we'll get the heal out here from Nosware. And all
it's a
of
nice heal
Leviathan now
after that.
booking it towards A.
Early info.
Should be an easy in, easy plant. Wow. Zeppa dives into sight. Says, believe me, I got
30
one.
seconds
We can
left.
trade this out. I grab a gun.
Placing swamp grenade.
They predicted the B hit.
Oh, double molly. Got another molly. Got another molly.
Nice combination. Right click into a snake bite, pushing Leviathan back to A. A spray across Zeppa, trying to get lucky. The Leviathan moves
10
into an
seconds
open
left.
site. A plant safe, and everybody turtles in on the attack. C9 already getting the wall bang. Nanoswarm more damage onto Shy.
Ah, that smoke
Somehow it
probably
might
wins
be
that.
doable for Cloud9, waiting for the
Yeah.
poison orb to come back down.
It gets scarier and scarier. They're kind of pinching in from all sides right now with a bit of the fake on the tree door.
But thankfully, Shy's still alive with all of that utility alarm button now to spot one. Noswar getting that pick off on towards Heaven. Rooney getting a 1-versus-1 battle against Timmy. As now with a disadvantage for
Gonna try
Cloud9,
lock him in?
looking to play the exits instead.
Yeah.
You definitely do know here that Leviathan's got to get the round. But make it expensive is the goal now for Cloud9. That's 2 picks for Rooney.
Last player
Huge.
standing.
And the last one
Wait a minute.
to get the timing.
Damn.
And get it. Well done here by Zelsis.
All right,
All of
there it is.
Leviathan fall, and
Not
this will
bad.
be good
They'll take that
moving
as a
into the
win.
third round.
It's a huge
one
eco, really.
standing on the end of that. And the fact that the frags were grabbed as well by Cloud9 to pick up the alt orbs from the kills was actually
Almost
real
managed to
points
cast it
for
again. They're in
It's
control.
huge.
I mean, what I said was right. They are in
Really
control.
smart
It's theirs
play
to
here.
lose.
Rooney
Like-
knows he's kind of one of the last defenses.
All
that
I'm doing is
Leviathan
saying the
are gonna
truth.
have to care about. You might see some killjoy utility. You can run through that and hit it. But once that molly's there, it stops them dead. in
Yeah,
sight.
they said it all.
Cloud9 do a decent amount of damage to put Leviathan on a pretty weird buy coming into round 15. Oof, leaf pressure, but almost identified. They just don't know where.
2 rifles.
So aggressive.
They will now with the Trailblazer Paranoia.
I thought I was
Relay
gonna miss.
Bolt, Jake falling back. Your rifles out for 2 players of Leviathan. But still, at the end of this fight, 10 players stand up, stay alive, and rotate back as C9. Gambling that the rotate is going to come back from Leviathan towards A.
Yeah.
Magic,
You saw
so the
smoke
hell
from
is that
Jake,
one? I've
which
never
means they
seen
have quite a bit of time to buy here. No, nobody's going to be pushing in unless they use a heck of a lot of initiator utility. And Taco Leah. on
Flash
the
goes
front
in
line.
over
Last
towards
pack
C
still
and
there
it
for
hits
Taco.
no
We
one.
haven't seen the
That's really, really
explosive move
strong.
yet. They're playing this
Retake
as kind
util
of a
comes
race
in,
walk, get
smoke,
contact with everybody as
molly.
long as Taco's there.
So they
Taking
clear
some
all of
damage as
this
well.
right now.
The rework's perfect.
So
Flash even came out from Zeppa at
the thing
Mound
is,
to not spot
there's a
anybody.
chance they're gonna hear that
So you're
one.
playing a little bit more passively
He should at
with
least
Zelsis'
open this
utility
door.
on the A site, but they still have
I know
that
he's going
double
for a
support
luck, but I
by
still
the
think he should
small
open the door because they
door.
should just
Coming
think
out
this is
now, waiting
stacked.
for that to break
Damn,
up.
one
Now
of them going
Zelsis
over towards site.
has a big task up ahead as he holds back the A site. But a
Double
rotate
Seekers
comes back
goes
to
over
Leviathan
towards
to
B
work
and they
back
still
towards
want to hit B.
A late lurk coming out as you mentioned here from Shy, but the toxic screen blocks long enough to allow Jake to try to punish some players, but he gets punished himself, allowing 2 openers to happen for Nosware. Fighting back is going to be Zeppa. Trying to deny the plant is going to be Rooney,
10
but the plant
seconds
will still come down.
Spike planted.
Zelsis on the top, the backstab on the Takolia.
Last player
An angle
standing.
not being watched. And the lower buy from Leviathan actually comes back in their favor.
Huge lurk by
Some-
Shy to make
a
this
lot
round
of gun
possibility.
upgrades as
Talk
well
about
from
what
this.
he did there to kind of dodge out on a perfect angle. Cloud9 thought, but that's exactly what Leviathan need to be able to do. Work the map, but still in the eyes of Cloud9 full anchoring a site, be able to trick that protocol into their favor. Ooh. So looking at what Shy did there,
Felt really.
seen this before, is when the
They
wall
honestly felt a
drops,
little bit
Shy
uncomfortable
removed
over
himself
towards
from
B
the
with
angle
the
he was
Killjoy not
peeking
here.
Just at the last moment, which you saw drew the eyes.
I wonder if they go for a. They looked really uncomfortable not having the Killjoy information here. Like, why were these two just not playing together? I mean, I know why they're not playing together because of the choke, like because of these 2 choke points.
And not just what they hope will come out of a strat that they have set. to
They
play.
could have.
Really great stuff to see here. 9-6 now as they take the lead.
Yeah,
on
C9 will
Cloud9's
be. That's a good VOD review round.
Definitely getting
That's actually a
your
nightmare
wishes
for them
answered.
losing that one.
Yeah.
Wyatt, as he was hoping on the desk before that, He wanted to see more
God.
players, not only
Ascent
King
as
stepping
well.
up to the
All right.
plate. And you're definitely seeing
I still think
more even
I still think C9 should be winning Ascent, but
coming through. And on top of that,
if they're looking as shaky as
on
yesterday
C9's
and that
map
round,
pick. Showstopper available now for Takolia, door being opened. As you mentioned on that first half, C9 likes to continuously open these doors, but Leviathan's doing the same thing. So with a different composition, still going into that type of playstyle that will keep C9 guessing, over-rotating here and there. And look at the pings coming in on the defense. 3 players now towards the C side. A flash being wasted out to get information. And once again, a solo hold from Zelsis in A site.
Working back towards A, looking at why Leviathan may like this so much. I think the access to B is something they've been enjoying. Now they get to play off if Shy is lurking B. Cloud9 has that in the back of their head, so they're kind of repeating the strat we just saw, knowing Cloud9 has to worry about other things on the extremities. In Taco.
Showstopper out right at the feet of Zelsis. Easy kill.
Imagine
King's
they keep this
control,
one clean
and there's
as well.
nobody else in there. C9 with this half buy. So at least for them, happy that the Showstopper was using this run right here. Takolia with 2 nice shots.
Damn.
Support
And the
from
cover.
Noswar, and now Jake is looking to land these Sheriffs. Meanwhile, for Leviathan, they are hunting. And he gave one away here to Jake, but Takolia, man, that's
nicely done
4
from
kills.
Taco. Uses ult into this round. 3 on the way as well.
Almost halfway into
And
the
like we said,
Showstopper.
4 people staying alive. Money's
In round number
incredible.
17.
So now have to pull off a madness
Gets one, uses
to
it,
win this
almost
one back.
reloaded.
Yep.
So good, and I just talked about this the other round. We haven't seen Taco jumping in, being that guy that goes flying through. Well, we have seen Cloud9 shut him down a few times in an attempt, but there was the one we were looking for.
I think
where,
Liquid
yes,
gets
they
him
can
up
execute
tomorrow.
off the back of
I honestly
Taco
think
here.
they're gonna
And
pick
I'm sure
Bind,
he
and I
feels
think
good
they're
to
gonna
have
win
that one
Bind.
come out on top for the team. 10-6 in
And
favor of
then
Leviathan,
I think
getting
they're
that
gonna lose
timeout
the other
now
two.
from MCE and Crew. And what a showing here for Leviathan. Again, rinsing or reusing of some of their strats here, but adding variation to them. And it does not seem like Cloud9 is able to get a stop to it.
Yeah.
I think what we saw at a C9 on Haven when they did lose a bit of control or wanted to keep control was Cloud9 on defense started
Little
playing
posture
offense.
check,
So
it's
we
not
may
too
see
bad right
a
now.
little bit of that in Cloud9 pushing up some more.
Yeah, because their role here, their plan of trying to play the retake so far haven't been working out.
Right.
0-3 so far on their defensive half of Lotus. A similar story of what we saw from when Leviathan were
Yeah.
actually trying to play the retake on Haven on their very own map pick. But
Loud
now
or
that you
EG,
see
loud.
C9
They're
continuously
gonna
getting some
watch EG,
great
watch
results off
EG
this
take the
map.
foot off the pedal.
Wouldn't necessarily say here that we currently have some anti-stratting from Leviathan, but they
They'll
understand
just
the
be happy
playstyle
with
of
this win.
C9, and as we
It's a big
mentioned,
win for them.
optimizing
They
these
achieved what they
plays,
needed to achieve.
optimizing
Foot
your
is going to be off the
composition,
pedal. I reckon
and
a loud
Takolia,
banging.
the person that I was talking about before, we needed him to step up, and he's definitely doing it so far on this role. A role that we don't usually see him play on Raze.
Right back towards mid. So Cloud9 switching up a bit of their defensive wall. Did not expect Leaf to take that much damage.
Although maybe sad Demon
See a
won,
bit of justice
honestly.
here for
It's true.
more of a B defense.
Nothing to lose, Demon won.
And this ultimate instantly going down from Cloud9.
Nice jump
So
peek.
really,
Yeah, I've seen a few teams doing
they
this
know
now.
he's over in C, and they can choose to dive in on this. That's the choice. Seeker's out, blast pack in. Usually if you have something,
Fnatic take the first map, personally.
That's
I
a
mean, they're
quick
going to
push.
win their map pick. I have no doubt they're going to win their map
slow
pick.
movement now for King to come in.
'Cause it should.
So Cloud9
Should
do
be
go back.
Lotus.
We wonder if that attack would come through, and Seekers do finally come out. C9 just trying to avoid it all towards A.
From a free or picked up on C site to allow these Seekers to come out from Leviathan on the attack. All of the utilities currently being denied
Massive
too.
kill.
But Leaf on a rotation.
And they know they're going to
Chances
take some
King
map
on a late
control
lurk.
here. They just don't know where it is.
2-player advantage now for Cloud9. So winning to just close in. One-way
Ooh,
smoke
it's a nice
being thrown.
one-way.
That's actually quite nice by Messino. Big paranoia out by Jake this time around. A fight. Jake looking to fight on the top, behind the spawn.
No.
Closing in our C9 from 2 angles, but that one-way smoke
I was
is
going to say, there's no way they can win that one out.
until finally Zeppa and Zelsis runs through to support Jake and get the last kills and a defuse in for Cloud9.
Wouldn't it be smart for EG to play
Confidence.
BCJ
Pretty
for
quiet from
Prac
what we
against
usually
Loud?
hear from the players.
It's not the worst shout I've ever had.
Cloud9 is
I also
just
think you got to
focused
let
right now.
Demon do
See
his
this
thing
once
though.
Again. It's taking a little bit more
Like, I
space
think,
to make this work. And you see that working as a
I agree with you. I
two-man
think that
team.
probably is the best shout, but I think you got to just be like,
A little one-way hide here.
this is your tournament to win.
Yeah, it's actually
Like
quite
this
nice
is
that
this
Zelsis
like we're here
used that
because of
one-way
you.
to
This
his
is
own
this is
favor
you.
to
But
prevent
honestly, I
Nazar
do
from
think
really
you're probably
running out
right,
from B
Flash.
main. So good patience for Cloud9 despite that clock ticking down.
Yep.
This time around, you saw how Zelsis was being vocal. Let's try to fight back. Let's try to move forward. You mentioned the aggression that you wanted to see from Cloud9 this time around.
It is.
Getting
They've done
higher
so.
seed if you come fast,
B
then
too.
top 8.
Quick walk from the
Again,
feet
we're
down
just
here.
like
Yeah,
we're
but
just
it's actually
guessing, right?
C9 that this aggression's coming out from. The Flash also spawning
We're
King.
just guessing. Under the first seed, we'll get a
Leviathan
top
falling
8.
back to support him.
I would
It's gonna
think
be
so
a
as well.
bloodbath very soon. Trailblazer to get a bit of information. Jake decides to fall back. Smart move here for Cloud9 after the Trailblazer to spot the
Com
players
said it's
playing
likely that
very
Reform could be the one
passively
subbing him
for
in Tokyo.
Leviathan.
Maybe they have
We're
a
also
choice
looking
of
to fight back, deny,
they have
delay,
a choice of all their
but
players
really
to
bolts
sub
and
in.
even a smoke.
Alarm bot out.
That will allow rotate over back from Cloud9 to stack up towards B and A. Or B and C rather, where Rooney has to hold it back.
I think they'll know this is going to be going C. They identified the turret at B. Yeah, Cloud9 do a great job at realizing Leviathan's
Pivot
gonna
over
want to
towards
avoid
B.
the rest of the
They
Killjoy
tap
utility to get a
top of
plant
the
in
door
to avoid the stall,
to make
but
it.
the stall still
Oh my
comes
God.
in. That lockdown
Everyone's
forces
out.
them across the map again.
This is going to be tough because the lockdown was early, so it forces Leviathan,
Careful here.
or they decide to move back towards
Jake
the
has
side.
his
There's
own
no
on
one-way
flash.
being thrown by Jake. He's playing the off angle just by Rubble.
30
The
seconds
Vandal
left.
in hand.
Oh, Jake.
So one shot, he'll give his position away. Seekers out on the defense too. Paranoia.
He did
but
great.
Leaf is there for the
He did
support.
really well.
A.
Jake still stays alive of all of Leviathan crumbles down.
It's very important for C9 to win this as well. 2 in a row. They don't get the loss bonus. And everyone's alive as long as Rooney doesn't do anything mad.
Looking for a flawless.
That's just a round where Cloud9 knows exactly where Leviathan's battleship is. With every guess, with every point, the push up on A gave him all the information that it wasn't going anywhere near Rubble. The attack in mid, but not following through after taking down the turret, allowed C9 to know it wasn't B. Well, where else is Leviathan going to want to go? Now that
30
they know
seconds
there's no
left.
utility at
They're
C,
waiting
they
for a
try
lineup
C
to destroy the
and are
one
forced
over
all
the
way
top.
back to the waiting arms
Yeah,
of Cloud9.
we'll see it at one point. I reckon people have it in Tokyo.
What map control by Cloud9 on this round. 10-8, they're still 2 away. As Leviathan calls a timeout. See how they can keep this little buffer of 2 rounds in their favor all the way to the win.
Yeah, and it was an
Okay.
interesting one there for Leviathan on how they
And
re-hit towards
Honor
A,
doesn't
where
wanna
Jake
let
was
this
hunting at
one
Rubble,
go,
'cause the
which
last
makes a
time
lot
they
of
wanted
sense.
to rotate over in that area. They actually had a
They're
lineup
kind of
to
back
throw a
into it though,
snake
really,
bite
with what
in
just
that
happened.
very spot where Jake was standing. This time around, when they rotated back, they didn't even use it, and they didn't decide to clear it. So a bit of a mishap because of all of everything that was happening in terms of these lockdowns, these rotates off of Cloud9. Leviathan just that one little mistake showed a full roster just crumbling down on an attempt to retake the A side. That's probably why the timeout has to come in. Talk about those protocols. It has to step it down.
It is uncharacteristic, I think, for the way we just saw Leviathan playing, but uncharacteristic for what might creep up as a demon within their games. We see that. We see those missed corners, those mistakes here. They've been doing a good job at keeping those at bay, but one sneaks through and Cloud9 benefits heavily there. You're right. So what's Lev has been clearing. They seem to be aware of all those fundamental situations, but as this series goes longer, a few of those are starting to become pain points again. Right towards Rubble. C9 still want to aggress this.
Yeah, there's a
Wait.
paranoid slow down Takolia.
I was going to say
Nobody really
they
picking out
different
on that
page
one, so with
this,
the three-player push
Jake
out of
bailed,
Cloud9,
but then
and
Leaf
no
went
players to
forward.
punish, decide to fall back, play the one ways instead. Now
So
it's
I'm
time
glad
to
they
play
got on the
play
same page
B
before
side,
anything crazy
where
happened.
Leviathan is waiting for an opportunity to strike back.
Looking for that paper-thin contact on these walls over at tree. All right, so Leviathan playing the touch-and-go game now, seeing how much utility they can get out of Cloud9. I think these rounds have benefited Leviathan a little bit more. They, for the first few, were able to get Cloud9 to react quite hard, right? We saw those ultimate fakes coming out of Lev.
No
really
way.
committing to a
It couldn't be
site.
any more
This
perfect.
time, it's going to become shy again.
The flash
to
goes
be that
deep
big
here
one.
as well, and it would hit everyone.
Almost a few too many times
And
we
they
see Leviathan.
just round the
only have
corner. The timing was
one answer,
outrageous
right?
for this one.
B.
And they know it.
The strat here as they go for C on this one.
It has to be slowed down. Beginning of the round, Takolia already used both of his
30
satchels in
seconds
A.
left. Here.
So that first snake bite being thrown by Rooney will allow for the rotate to happen, so they can come in quicker for the retake play. But it's a last
They
minute
might
shift,
have
a last
overthought
minute
this.
pivot back towards the B site. And Celsius comes into contact to Shy, who gets the opener at the flank.
Keep an eye on the time. I think they might have messed
There's
this one
only
up.
10 seconds left on the round. We have to commit for a play.
Whoa.
And it's still Leviathan that's able to hold the B site.
Okay, well,
Yes.
they managed to get the kills out in the end. Was a little bit close though.
It's
Not gonna lie.
I said they may
Really
not
went
want
down to it.
but
Didn't feel
bringing it
didn't
down
feel
to the
super
last few
convincing.
seconds on these rounds is not
I thought they
giving
were
Cloud9
so
enough time
fine with what
to
was
react
going on
with
because
way
of the
they wanna
timing.
retake. Interesting stuff from the Viatan here to choose running down the clock to be the way they're able to find a way through C9. Do they do it again though? Cloud9 being
When it
able
came
to
down
push
to
to
them,
the
they
map
didn't have shots really.
just a few rounds ago is what thwarts this strat, is what denies you from being able to run it down as long as you want. So we may see a little bit more aggression here. Already 2 in mid, 2 towards A extremity for C9.
3 of them from
At this
C9
point, I
can't
feel like
buy,
Warner was
so
lying to us, saying that they don't like to anti-strat. I feel
this,
that they're doing a really good job of these
kinda feels like it.
last-second hits to not allow C9 to have too much utilities on these retakes, and even for deniability. And there is
Taco
definitely
gets his ult
a
into it.
lesson
Double ult on this one.
learned. And the lesson now is to try to work towards the C site. Showstopper once
It's nice
again available
pathing,
for
that is.
Takaleo to clear the space. Seekers to spot 1, and now the space has been gained.
Yeah, didn't have to check anyone
Incredibly smart here to
because of
get
the
in,
Seekers. Man,
Shy just
Seekers
watching
and
the back.
Razor
Oh, this is
is
good,
just
though.
so
They think they
strong
have Shy,
together.
but there's still support
Even
from
Dog
King.
and Razor, but
Both of them now decide to fall back. Trailblazer out on the attack to push C9
it's a
away.
nice bait in here as well for
Both
King.
players.
Wow, it's actually a
So
triple.
it
It's
has
a
to be the
double
players
bait.
up towards A heaven from C9, or C heaven rather from
They
C9.
got Shy
To try to
as well.
retake here. Relay both
So many
out.
ways they can play this if they want
Double
to.
pinch out for Cloud9.
Over towards the
there
site.
enough inside?
Taco's in a good
There's
spot.
just not enough time. They have that quickly, and it's Leviathan instead.
Yeah, the
Once
bait,
again,
the bait over
putting
towards
their
here was
foot on the
great as well.
ground.
Shy managed to go
Leaving
too.
Ruby alone, chased down by Takaleo.
Alright, 4 chances, and this is their best chance if you look at the econ.
On Cloud9's
It's looking really
pick
good.
of
Oh man.
Lotus.
Just a mini map on that one as the replay comes back up. I hope we can see it. No members of Cloud9 were really even close to getting a good take on the site. 2 die back at Long C, 1 over at Waterfall, and a couple at that entrance to spawn because it's so close. That's the only reason they got close. Where is Leviathan pulling this from right now? They are just exploding in this game. And it's honestly at the final hour when it's being called or asked of them. They don't have any other chances here within this elimination series. Cloud9 can still end it in 4+
Right,
OT,
4 of them.
But Lev
4 of them like
on
we
the
said.
horizon to bring us to map
And
3
this
right
one
now.
is the
Big push
best.
from Cloud9 to change the pace of this
No
map.
ults either.
Let's see if this one
Not even
counts. A
close
ult
to
from King
ults. Like
could
Zephy's
stop
ult
it
is the
all.
closest.
Alert Leviathan.
The flash to gain position, support out from Shy.
They get out. Any kind of instant reaction? Yeah, the instant reaction is to go back and fight here.
Long range from Jake to tie it up on a 4-4 situation. King again. That's
And the
support.
reaction was great. Jake couldn't get
Dwindles
out
down
in
a number
time.
of Cloud9 as they have their economy broken this time around. Maybe they don't need those 4 chances to close out the map. Player advantage pit available for King as well, as they all group back up. Trailblazer still spots King, so for C9, it's not too much information. For them, it could still potentially be alert play.
Flash is going to go in the top. They give them info. 30 seconds, so they're just going to gamble. Kind of just got to gamble after that one, yeah, makes sense. Rotate coming in. This duel's important.
Gets the kill before he gets hit by the paranoia. Back to a 3 versus 3. Switching weapons across, giving the Phantom
That's
over
smart.
to Rooney.
Wait.
Kazipa's low on HP.
I was gonna say he didn't get a
Will
sheriff.
also activate the Seekers, which will be huge against the Viper's pit from King.
Can they source him that kill? Zelsis is going to go in first with the Phantom, and they follow through with the rest of the team. This is going to be tough, Van Silly. They don't have much time.
Zelsis does get the pick off. That's a flash available for Zeppa, sorry, very soon.
I think King owned it with this play.
On a 2 versus 1. King trying to stay alive inside the pit. Big flash doesn't come across the tap onto the spike. Oh, a spray through the Viper's pit from Zeppa. A C9.
He was too far away to see gun barrel, so he's just randomly shot that. Flash didn't go through, which is a little bit unlucky, but he made up for it with just a straight up spam of him. I'm like really confident that the rifle wasn't showing. Maybe it was just ever so slightly, but he looked far away enough. Yeah, just a random spam. Oh, just. Do you see it just at the end there? Only just peeking through.
3 more chances here to make this happen. And that is going to be one of the few successful retakes we see from Cloud9 at a very much needed time here. Full buy coming out for both sides. Bulldog Guardian on that side of Cloud9, but still something they can work with as again they look to play this 2 towards
4 down to 3 will count it, and like we said, that was their best chance. This one actually still looks pretty decent though.
These B hits have been
such a close round that money's still not fully here.
They just try to see what kind of battle they can
what
get.
orbs are we getting stacking this one? Yeah, that makes sense.
The
C9 will know this. They'll hear this, they'll press tab, they'll see what the hell's going on, and then they'll know that they're coming in for this one.
Moved into the B site. That utility wasn't really spotted yet by Cloud9. Or the utility by Cloud9 wasn't spotted rather by Leviathan, which allows for these late hits coming back from Leviathan. If it goes back into the
Dog
B
goes
site,
in.
they have an alarm bot and Nanoswarm close by. Meanwhile, though,
it's spotted too.
For map control for Leviathan towards A. Leaf ADSing right now. With this Bulldog.
The timing.
Very well done. Counting 1-2 when the poison orb comes up. Gets that pick off onto King.
Crossfire's down pretty big if they wanted to, but they want to stick together.
Not with the team so far, though. Zeppa is looking for potentially late information with the Seekers.
B split coming in. All of Zalsis' stuff is here, and Seekers as well to help him.
And finally, there's that utility found.
What's he done?
Placed by Zelsis inside B. Seekers to try
That's a nice nade to manage to get the plant down. That's a good flash as well on top of this. What a weird round. Yeah, sick flash.
And it's Zeppa starting things off for Cloud9 to get 2 kills. A trade off here from Leaf and Jake closing in onto Shy.
4 down to 2. Chat, Lev have any more timeouts or not?
2 more chances now for Leviathan.
I think they have 1, but
my God, leave it up to Zeppa. Zeppa clears that, and he does. Walking into baby door with Leaf.
They still got a timeout. Okay.
And they get a quick pie in the face to Leviathan when they were not expecting.
They're probably going to be taking this one. They still have Killjoy ult, and they can keep it real simple if they want to. So honestly, what do you reckon? They just fight heavy C, fight heavy A.
And from the EG series to now, it's definitely been watching Leaf try and get back to a position where he's just crushing the game.
Yeah, there we go. Last one in.
12-17.
So yeah, it's going to be a big focus, big old focus around the Killjoy ult. And got to bear in mind, this gives MC a chance as well. So they're all, both teams right now are going to know what they're going to be trying to do. It's all about the Killjoy ult for this one.
How they capitalize on this final round. We saw the last few that they secured, very long drawn-out rounds, pushing C9 backs against the wall until C9 were forced to react. Let's see if Lev can get themselves into that chaotic position that they seem to thrive in here on this Lotus matchup.
Yeah, definitely a lot of defaulting that found this success for Leviathan on their attack high.
Bad Booty Magic, what's up, dude? Thank you so much. Bad Booty Magic with the tier 1 chat. New member of the Slug Club, you know what to do. Let's get some slugs in. Thank you for that, mate.
This is one of their last potential buys. I mean,
thanks for sending that as well, man. Appreciate you, dude. Thanks for respawn. Welcome in.
Here. But I think you want to work around this lockdown, as we mentioned before, that Shy had available on that previous round. All of them leading up
4.5 to 2. Killjoy ult, like we talked about, is here. I mean, there's always this if they want to answer it. Lev going over towards C. Who would have thought? Nice and simple.
Wall now changes over to that C site. They've been moving a little bit mostly towards A.
C9, take control of A and fast retake. Fast rotate, sorry.
Doesn't stop them in their tracks.
Sky fast rotate.
Else to have to work with. All the members.
Wait, did they just pick up Taco's?
It doesn't look like to be a lockdown.
They picked up this, yeah, Taco, so that he can get, he can plant, and
so
it's nice.
Now comes in.
Yeah, they're thinking about it. What are we going to be doing? Nading here?
Good in these pulse plants in the second half. Looking for a last-minute hit. The satchel's out from Tacolia. The pain shells too, not to allow Leaf to move forward.
Yeah, I like this extra fort behind it. Now they have to deal with a raise ult. Nightmare.
So not only is Tacolia
early door control though.
Of getting entries, he is also the one moving around to get safe plants. Showstopper available from that plant and stops.
Zeppa did good to get the kill.
Disadvantage low still for Leviathan. As a fight
Wow.
came down towards the mound. Up to
Wow, okay, nicely done from Lev. We go to Ascent. And honestly, C9 have been looking good at Ascent, and Lev have not. Oh, okay, these two are talking it out.
Leviathan show up for map 2, finding the pistol round, securing the win. Taco's raise on top with King. Both Taco and King played exceptional.
Keith interview,
here,
yeah, link me
and
up.
it was needed by Leviathan to find that duelist, the pressure that they needed, and the anchoring.
Yeah,
that
maybe
King
pumping
could
themselves
provide
up for the next one.
And even taking the
I mean,
sights,
this used to
really
be them,
stellar
man.
play from that as Tyre